Hello everybody, and welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope we're doing well, and today I'll be doing a review of the brand new film Halloween Kills, which is the umpteenth film in the entire Halloween franchise. This, of course, being a direct sequel from the film that came out in 2018. But let's talk about this one because I have some mixed feelings about it overall. But before we go any further, please make sure you smash that like button, light up that fire button if you're watching over on Odyssey, and also make sure you're subscribed to the channel with that bell notification turned on. That way you know every time a new video or live stream goes live on the channel. So Halloween Kills is currently available in theaters, but it's also available for free on Peacock if you have at least the $5 a month plan. I am lucky enough to have family that have still old school cable, which allows me to have access to basically what is a free or included basic plan, the $5 a month plan, which gives you access to this movie. And for this movie, you do not have any actual previews or ads that you have to watch for the $5 plan. And so I was actually able to watch this just the other day. Originally, I was going to see this in theaters, but because I had family coming in town and also because I had an interview over at Unsafe Space, so hopefully that's either live or will be live pretty soon. It was a really good discussion over there with Carrie, so I cannot wait for y'all to be able to see that. I was not able to actually go see it in theaters, and so once I found out it was indeed available on Peacock and that I could actually access it, I decided to, hey, give it a watch, give it a try. It's only about an hour and 45 minutes or so nothing too particularly long here. The issue that I really have with Halloween Kills overall is that though I might say it's better than the one back in 2018 by just a little bit, I honestly can't remember a whole lot from the film back in 2018, but it is a film that I think offers a lot more in the realm of kills, of graphic kills at that, and kind of harkens back in a lot of ways to the 1980s slasher style. And I think that that is something where some hardcore fans of the Halloween franchise might find a lot of things to appreciate and to like about the movie itself are the types of kills that happen and the graphic nature of the kills. There's one, in fact, where Michael basically takes this, I guess, I don't know exactly what the name of it would be, but the fluorescent light. The ones where, like, you would hit it on the back of somebody, and because it's so, the glass itself can break into, like, little micro pieces, it, like, can cause just tiny streaks of blood. Anyway, he breaks that and then shoves it into someone's throat, and you basically see the entire thing. And so that is something that I think that any fans of gore or the slasher type gore that you might find in some of the older films might actually appreciate about this specific movie. Other than that, though, the film really, in my opinion, does not offer a whole lot else. The story is just very, to put it bluntly, even though it does connect very much back to the 1978 film with some flashback sequences back to the original film with some of the characters. Also, they are bringing back certain characters or in some cases recasting characters to be characters from that same time in history. What you end up with, though, other than those, I guess fan service moments of characters that you're kind of harkening back to, is a very, I just think, overdone story. I mean, this is, as it says here, the 12th installment in the Halloween franchise. And to me, it's just the same story. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And what's frustrating about this one specifically is that after 12 films, when you have characters that are making the same mistakes, that are doing the same thing over and over again, and then you have this somewhat realization that Michael is not purely human, and then also at the same time is still human by the fact that they're like, we're to end this tonight, we're going to kill him. Again, it just really gets kind of old. It gets kind of grating over the course of the entire movie because you're just watching these people make the same mistakes. You're watching them also, again, kind of have these mixed emotions of, can we kill him? Can we not kill him? And so I think that if you're going into this movie wanting a more traditional Halloween film out of the entire Halloween franchise, where it has the classic gores, the classic moments of him popping up. There are a couple of jump scare moments, for instance, where he, again, just pops up. There's a lot more of the ones where it builds up to the tension, right? Builds up to the moments, but you know exactly what's going to happen because of the way it is being presented in shots. That being said, I think cinematography does fine. I think it does well for what this film is. I think it definitely helps to build up the tension. that exist at several different moments in the movie itself. But the real, I think, real flaw to this movie is absolutely the story. I think that this story has just become so old at this point that if you're going to have now 12 films in the franchise, and all of them, if you actually were to look at every single film and how they connect to one another and how they don't connect to one another, is just such a giant mess, that the fact that they have a direct sequel called Halloween Ends coming out in October of 2022, I really hope that that signals kind of the end of the traditional Halloween storyline, because it's just getting very old at this point, because they're not bringing anything new to the table. It's the same types of kills, the same types of characters that are being killed, to the point of them actually bringing characters that survived the first event back in 78 and them now dying in this one, which is not really much of a spoiler, because, I mean, the film's called Halloween Kills. You kind of expect almost all the characters in the film in some way to die. But I don't know. I just personally felt that it was just a little bit boring in that essence, in that way. As far as the kills are concerned, as I said, I think there is some enjoyment to be had there if you are a fan of that kind of movie, and if you are a fan of that Halloween genre slasher type killing, because I do think it definitely harkens back a lot to classic slasher films, and even it really harkens back in a lot of ways to the 1978 film. But there's, again, just a couple of moments, especially with acting. For instance, you have someone who I think most would consider to be pretty talented, Anthony Michael Hall. He has this moment where he's trying to get all of the people in the area to, basically pick up weapons to say evil ends tonight, and let's finally kill Michael. Let's finally put an end to this. And the way it's portrayed is just so corny and so cheesy, and not for a second do you believe that they're actually going to be able to pull it off, especially when we know so much about Michael and yet still know so very little about Michael. And so obviously they're seeming to indicate with Halloween Ends that there's going to be some type of end to this story, which brings me to the other big issue that I have, is that the ending of this film just does not make any sense, because basically it goes into that typical trope of, oh, the movie's ending, let's go ahead and, end off at a certain point to lead into the next movie. And it all of a sudden ends in a way where a certain character, I won't go into spoilers here, but a certain character dies, and the way that this character dies, and the fact that this character does die, the whole time you're just like, what? What was the purpose of even introducing this character? And why is it that this character was put in the position that they were put in for this to even happen in the first place? It just doesn't make any sense. And then also, one character is supposedly viewing this or seeing this happen, but where this other character is who's watching it, it makes no sense as to the distance of why they're separated, and how, again, it kind of gets to be a bit of a mess towards the end. I feel like this has been a theme in a lot of the films that have been coming out this year, is that the endings just feel somewhat tacked on, or just very lazy, or just really not connecting in any way whatsoever. So in the end, as I said, if you are a fan of Halloween, a fan of the genre, then you might find some stuff to enjoy here. But I think overall the story is old, it's dated, and it really is not offering that much left. And so I'm going to go ahead and give this film a C-. I think there's, again, some entertainment value, I guess, in the slasher moments, because there are parts of the slasher universes that I can be drawn to at times. But in the end, I just would rather watch the original Halloween or some of the other older and other ones instead. And also, I'm looking here with with John Carpenter specifically, being attached to all of these different things as a producer and everything, and thinking to myself, I don't know why they're not just trying to make this a little bit better. The film only cost $20 million, though, to make, and it is projected to make around $48 million this weekend. And so this film pretty much is set to make its money back its opening weekend, if it indeed holds, because it does not need to make that much money to break even. And obviously, a lot of people are going to see this. It releasing on Peacock day and date obviously is going to have some impact. But hey, one of the benefits of having a low-budget film is that it means that not a lot of people have to watch it in order for you to make any money. But have you seen Halloween Kills? Did you like it? Some people that were really looking forward to this film ended up just not liking it at all, gave it like 5s or 6s out of 10s. And so I think that kind of fits into where I am with this one specifically. Again, I just felt like it was just not a very good story, and that the acting was okay from time to time. But again, it's getting old at this point, and I really hope that Halloween Ends is the end, because it's just at the point where this franchise has been just stretched so far and so thin that if the only good thing that you have is throwbacks to classic slasher films and you don't have anything else going for you, that is a bit of a problem. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below this video. Smash that like button, light up that fire button on Odyssey. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Huge shout out to Bifford the Hobbit and Kara Tharp, who are members over on locals.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge shout out to all of my Patreon Subscribestar and Locals members: Andrew Hoyle, animation commentator; Brandon, Brian P., Christopher Bowman, Don Bruno de la Mancha, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father; Father Damian Cook, Garrett Searles, Harold Francis, Inflamed Wood, Jacob Juice, Jeffrey Toone, Joe Horn, Jonathan Carney, Gomer Kyle, 79, Laura, the Modern Major General's Story, Mike Jackson, Dion, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mondo Spieler, Mr. Peabody, On to June, Orange Hat Reviews, Out of Step with Reality, Priscilla Hall, Rosetta Allen, Stan Andrian, Teresa Martin, Theodore Benden, Tina Bojan, and Tina B., the Empress of the Universe. Thank you for being my Patreon members. And a huge shout out to my Subscribestar members: The R, Fast Reaction, Nosferatu Gatsu, John B., Perpetual Punster, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., Dean Heist Slash, the new number 2, J-Rod the Beer Guru, and ZK-Man. Thank you very much for supporting me over on Subscribestar. And to my one Locals member, Robert Barnes, thank you for supporting me over on Locals. And if you want a name shouted out, or your name rather, shouted out at the end of every single live stream and video, please consider joining on one of those platforms, either Patreon, Subscribestar, or Locals. Links to that can be found in the description. Look at that top link especially. It's called the Willow link there. It'll give you links to all the social media platforms and also ways to support the channel. If you want to be an Army of Asgard level or above member, you can get access to giveaways that I do every single month. I give away 4Ks, Blu-rays, all kinds of stuff. It is a lot of fun. Also, if you join at the Keeper of the Bifrost level, you get access to all of that. Plus, you get access to an exclusive podcast that I do with John the Flick Pick Flickinger. We have a lot of fun. We do that once or twice a month. And if you join at the Chosen of Valhalla level, you get all of that. Plus, in your first month, you get a t-shirt of your choice and send anywhere in the world. And also, you get to be featured on the channel once a month on the Chosen of Valhalla live stream, where we get to hang out and have a good time. So anyway, if any of that sounds good, check out that link in the top of the video as I mentioned. You guys are amazing and beautiful people. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, God bless.